Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial on paper 2, AQA English Language, the 2021 paper. If anyone's not seen these extracts, I will just see if I can zoom out and get the whole thing on. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So this is source A, an extract from a 1980 autobiography by Clive James, so I'll let you pause and read that. And then source B, which is your 19th century text, a magazine article from 1868 looking at sweets, how they were made in Victorian England. Okay, we're going to look in this tutorial at question 2, the question that requires you to summarise the differences in a text. So for this question, we've got the idea of the children have different experiences of childhood, use the details from both sources to write a summary of what you understand and the different experiences of the children. So just a reminder for this question, you need to kind of sum up something you've learned. It doesn't say explicitly, but you really do need evidence. You need some quotes, ideally, in there, or some textual references. And it doesn't use the word either, which doesn't help. But you want inferences. You want to show that you understand and you can read for meaning of these quotes. Now, you know, over time, I've suggested different approaches you could do for this. I think for an 8 mark or 12, 15 minutes that you're spending on this, make it as straightforward as you can, which to me is to do all your summaries around source A, your quotes, your inference, basically what was the experience of childhood like for the children in source A, and then do the same for source B, and as you go, explain what those differences are. Okay, so I have squeezed onto the sheet, which you shouldn't do, you should go over the page, but I've squeezed on a full 8 mark response. This is my entire answer for a full mark response to this question. I'll just talk you through what I've done here. So in source A, the children seem to have a very free, untroubled and very active childhood. So I'm basically that's my, I'm summarising, or summing up in my own words, what did their childhood seem like? That's my opening sentence. They would all gather as a mass and spent time running around. At the cinema, they raced up and down and made an uproar. So here I've got my evidence, which has got the quotes in there. Now I'm not zooming in like I would for a language question. There's no techniques or terminology in there, but I am using quotes. And then this is the bit really that gets you marks, which is the inference part. So I've got my references to their childhood and I said, which implies they were almost wild. They didn't seem to have any real supervision and had freedom to play and entertain themselves. So that's my inference, that's my take on their childhood. I've summed it up in my own words, I've got some evidence, and now I'm inferring, saying what does all of that lot imply. So my next point, the fact that they had access to large quantities of sweets, some of which they threw at each other. So this is my textual reference. It's not a quote, but it's a reference to what something happened in the text. Suggests the lack of parental control or discipline. They seemed to do as they pleased. So I've got another inference in that part there, another reading between the lines. So that's as much as I'm doing for source A. I'm moving on to talk about a difference to source B. So this freedom is very different to the hard work of girls who are employed in factories. So I've got this idea of a difference that I've picked out here, and I've said that they were, they had that hard work. So it's also, as well as a difference, it's also a summary. The fact that they were young and had pitiful pay shows that their lives... Whoa! God, Lucy, what are you doing? The wrong there? Ugh. Forgive me. Shows that their lives were much harder than the children's childhoods in source A. So again, what I've got here is I've got this sense of another difference, and I'm also sort of just implying some stuff here. I'm inferring about their lives being hard. Equally, they were under the strict scrutiny of their supervisor. So again, I've got another textual reference here, showing they had no freedom and lots of control. I should have actually not expressed that very well. I should have said something like showing they had no freedom and their lives were controlled. Obviously, this implies that they had control, which wasn't what I was trying to get at. Arguably, they didn't have a childhood at all, as they had to sit silently, hunched over their work. So I've got some more textual references here, and I've got that's a really nice sort of more original inference to say they didn't really have a childhood. Their childhood was the total opposite of Saussure, as they were in physical discomfort, working hard with no leisure or fun. So I'm just ending there on another kind of point of difference. Okay, so that would be an 8 out of 8 response. The key thing there is that I've summed up the childhoods, I've used evidence or textual references, and the key bit is I've really tried to develop and add detail to my inferences, my reading between the lines. Thanks for watching, hope it was useful. Bye!